Can anyone hear me out there? Well, if you're receiving this transmission, please send help. Me and my dad have been stranded on this godforsaken planet for almost a year.
Yeah, we were just minding our own business and got sucked into a wormhole. Well, this isn't good. Not how I was planning on spending my Sunday afternoon.
Look, don't get yourself all bent out of shape again.
Tinu, you said it was gonna be a 3-hour tour of Saturn, but instead we ended up stranded on this backwash planet.
Backwater planet.
Whatever. It's a classic Gilligan's Island scenario, except there are like 0 beautiful women here.
No, boy.
Don't pretend like you don't know Marianne from Gilligan's Island.
I don't think this is the place
Boy, let me tell you, between that smile, the pigtails, and those impossibly tight blue jean shorts.
Oh, no. That's enough of that.
Ginger couldn't hold a candle to her.
I'm rolling the intro footage.
Fine.
Okay, even though we're marooned here, I still made 3 new dioramas. I'll show you some of the techniques of how they were built, and I'll even sculpt some of the intelligent life we found here.
Semi-intelligent.
Hey, stay out of my intro.
Well, it's true.
So if this sounds good to you, then
Let's get our craft on.
Alright, let's get going. I'm going to show you how I built this little wooden axe handle. I'm using balsa wood, and I'm going to wood glue 2 pieces together because I don't quite have a thick enough piece. And the way I go about this is using my laser cutter, some sanding, and a bit of whittling. It's also good to have a completely out-of-date book to weigh it down while it dries. I'm here in Photoshop, and I downloaded a picture of an axe handle from the internet. And this is what I'm going to send to my laser cutter to cut out the outline. Now, if you want to do something similar, you don't need a laser cutter. You can cut it out by hand, which is exactly how I did it before I had a laser cutter. And now it's kind of easy to whittle it and sand it into an axe handle. And I use this technique to make a guitar, which you'll see later, and a rifle stock, which is in this diorama.
Okay, I'm glad I made it for this video. I was stuck at a snivel console meeting. Man, this place is a powder keg, Tinu.
You might want to inform the audience as to what a snivel is.
Right, well, a snivel is the bane of my existence.
That's not really what I meant. Snivels are the intelligent life form that we found on this planet when we got marooned here.
Intelligent. They're hairy little savages is what they are, and I want the record to reflect that because I want them to read that at my funeral, which is probably coming soon.
What?
Hey, I'm telling you, this whole planet is giving off a pre-prison riot vibe.
Anyway, back to the video. I hope you were paying attention, because that's how I built an axe handle.
If we're lucky, we'll be murdered in our sleep. It's kind of how I always thought I would go.
I did a lot of other fun things in this diorama, like used real paper to make the diary, and I also did a whole bunch of blood spatters. Let me show you how I did those.
By the way, I love this diorama, Tinu. It's a sort of a foreshadowing for the violence that's to come.
Red paint, toothbrush, add a little water, spatter.
It's like a scene out of Goodfellas. Whack.
So yeah, that's how you do some blood. And you might have noticed this deer, he has a few issues.
That's like saying Charles Manson had a few issues.
Let me show you how I made the flooring for this diorama. First of all, I laser cut a whole bunch of planks, and then I glued them in. Now this is an old diorama, but I used the same technique.
I guess the phrase "your head on a pike" doesn't give you pause.
Now, you can use acrylic paint to stain the floor. For this particular diorama, however, I use shellac.
Apparently, decapitations don't alarm you.
Look, I told you that trying to bring them civilization was a bad idea. They were peaceful.
Not anymore.
You destroyed their whole beautiful culture because you wanted to act like some low-rent missionary.
Don't say the word missionary. Makes me miss your mother.
Barf. Back to the flooring. I'm using some black pigment powder to weather the flooring. It sort of gives it a lived-in look, makes the flooring look really old and nice in my opinion.
You want to know my opinion?
Nope. So, that's Dear Diary. I hope you like it. And the best thing about this diorama is that it's sold. It's been shipped off to the new owner. If you're interested in purchasing either of the next two dioramas, get in touch with me.
Serious inquiries only, people.
Yeah, that's right. Links are in the description. Sometimes when I start a new diorama, if I'm unsure of exactly how I want it to lay out, I use EVA foam so that I can mock it up in a 3D space, which gives me a better sense of what's going on. Then I sometimes move to cardboard, and this just helps me plan out what I'm doing.
What we need is a plan to save our butts.
You can see on the previous diorama how I use this same technique to help with the layout.
This guy's hindquarters is in almost as much danger as ours.
I'm ignoring you.
You do so at your own peril.
And this is what the final base and background looks like before I added all the other details. And just for clarity, this is a different diorama base, but I use Sculptamold to create the ground cover. It's a very effective product for that.
By the way, did I mention that the Snivels are building a guillotine smack dab in the middle of the town square?
Let me show you guys this. I'm very happy with this cross-bracing system that I came up with for the back of the dioramas. It makes them really strong. I don't want my dioramas to be flimsy in any way, shape, or form. There was a bit of trial and error when designing these support beams, but my main goal was to get something that would fit flush with the edge of the diorama base that I could butt the wall up against and it would still have a lot of support and strength. Now I attach it all with wood glue and then I use these cross beams to give additional support. It's very effective.
You know what else is effective? The guillotine that the Snivels are building in the town square, Tinu. They spray painted my name on the side.
Okay, I'll admit that's a bit disconcerting, so if this is going to be my last crafting video before I die, then I am committed to finishing it.
Well, I'm committed to breathing.
So let me show you guys how I add some dimensionality to these trees.
Unfreaking believable.
I like to use gesso and apply it on real thick, and I try to think leaves. Leaves.
If we had any brains, we would leave.
I usually use 3 or 4 different colors when doing something like these trees because it's the difference in tone between the dark and the light that helps give it depth and contrast.
You know who you remind me of? You remind me of that dude Neo who played his fiddle while the Titanic was sinking.
You need to read more.
No thank you, there's a thing called movies. Look, you stay here in your little la-la land with the trees, and I'm gonna go do some reconnaissance that's gonna save our hides.
Hey, don't forget about the snivel that stole the USB stabilizer for the ship.
Oh, I won't. That little twerp is number 1 on my list.
Dad!
Honestly, it would be more poetic if he was number 2.
Just go.
Alright. I don't deserve this kind of abuse.
Man, as much as I hate to admit this, he's probably right. We need to get out of here. So I'm going to show you one more project and then do some repairs on my spaceship that'll hopefully allow us to beat it. And I have a sneaky suspicion that if you watch to the end of the video, you'll get to see our escape attempt from this planet. This is going to be my contribution to Halloween this year. And in the bedroom of this diorama, I wanted carpet, but I've never done carpet before and I was unsure how to go about it. However, I had some scraps of leather lying around, and on the back side of the leather, the suede, looks a lot like carpet to me. So, carpet. Apparently, when the call of darkness came through, our demonic friend dropped his low-quality snack option. I made the bag and the chips both out of cosclay. Cosclay will allow you to make the thinnest, most flimsy things, and they still won't break because, well, it's flexible. The sheet of cosclay is baked, and I just cut the potato chips out with a pair of scissors. Stronger than a real chip. I made the bed by using a combination of an old t-shirt, a little bit of wood for the base, and some Super Sculpey. Man, this pillow's gonna lead to neck issues. Okay, I'll admit, I've got an obsession with building little guitars. If you've seen my channel before, you've probably recognized this tendency. I find little guitars irresistible. So for this diorama, I tried to come up with a wicked guitar, so I used the BC Rich Warlock, which seems to fit young Ruben's personality. And when it came time to sculpt this portly little pagan, I decided to use cosclay over an armature. Ooh, that's rough. And I think I also have an obsession with making armatures. Anyway, I'm gonna sculpt a snivel for you guys because you've been hearing so much about him, I figure might as well see him.
Tinu, hey, Tinu.
Yeah, Dad?
It's worse than I thought. They got your USB dehydrator on the lock and key.
It's a stabilizer.
Don't get hung up on the details.
Hold on, let me play the sculpting video so people know what a snivel is.
I fail to see how that's gonna save us from the alien lynch mob.
You always blow things out of proportion.
Oh yeah, Mr. Crafty? Well, a snivel just bypassed the free elections and appointed himself king.
Wow, is it the nice one that smells like gingerbread?
Of course not. It's the one with the lazy eye and the questionable dental work.
Oh man, that guy hates your guts.
No accounting for taste, boy, but we're in trouble, big time.
This is all your fault,
I doubt that.
Really? The snivel who stole my USB stabilizer wants a fortune to buy it back, and it was you who introduced him to the concept of money.
Yeah, well, in hindsight, that was a mistake. Now I owe so much in back taxes that I'm facing a pretty stiff prison sentence.
Great.
Or a public caning. One of the two.
That settles it. I'm just gonna go over there and I'm gonna take my stabilizer back.
Nah, I wouldn't do that if I was you.
Why?
Well, I might have helped them create a police force, and incidents of police brutality are up.
Nice.
Way up.
How are they evolving so fast?
If you want to see fast, you should see their mating rituals.
I'll pass.
Look, I'm gonna go steal that dehydrator back for you. Between my cat-like agility and brains, I'm gonna infiltrate the compound just like the Scientology lunatic from Mission Impossible.
More like Mission Improbable.
Hey, you might want to keep your negativity on the wraps. They caning people left and right for that. Now get that ship prepped for takeoff. Operation Dehydrator now commences.
Yep, we're gonna die here. chance that me and my dad don't make it off this planet, I decided I should put our origin story down in the form of a movie script. So if you want to find out how I met my dad in the Craftyverse, then you're more than welcome to read it if it makes its way back to Earth. There might even be a few other crafters that you recognize in there. Okay, Captain New, signing off.
Oh God, no!
Well, I hope you found that fun. That was a thank you to my crafting friends who really helped inspire me to make at least one more video. Especially you, Theo. Especially you. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Tinu, here's your thingamajiggy. You can pay me later.
Whoa, how'd you get past the guards and the shop owner?
I got 2 words for you. Chloroform.
That's one word.
Who called the grammar patrol? Put that thing in this piece of crap and let's blow this joint.
Well, alright.
Home sweet home, here we come.
Alright, but hold on. The ride might be a little rough at first.
Whatever, but just keep it quiet. You don't want to wake the snivels.
Well, here goes nothing.
This is the opposite of quiet.
It's a freaking rocket.
Whoa.
The stabilizer's a little sticky.
Gonna kill us. Treat it like it owes you money. You can do it, boy. Come on. Yes.
Woohoo!
You did it, Nu. You did it.
I think we're overloaded.
I had nothing to do with that. Ha! Take that, your holiness.
Come on, baby. Come on.
The statue made you look fat anyway.
Don't antagonize them.
Boy, you really know how to suck the fun out of things.
I think we're gonna make it, Dad.
Of course we are. This is our show.
Uh-oh, we got a bogey coming in hot.
But my horoscope said things were looking up.
That missile's got your name on it.
Yeah, well, somehow I'm not surprised.
I hate to say it, but I think this is the end, Dad.
Man, I do not think the afterlife is gonna be good to me.
Well, goodbye, Dad.
Tinu,
Well,